Hi everyone. Well, I decided I better do a new Pastor on the Porch this week so that Amy and Anna wouldn't hijack it again. Well, of course their humor and music is probably better than my words, but that means you're stuck with me this week. Welcome to the Pastor on the Porch. I'm Stuart Milton. 3 years ago, I was new to Southport and to Trinity UMC. I spent much of the fall at cottage meetings talking with people about the future of the church and building the kingdom of God in the Southport area. Well, not long ago, I was reading through those notes and from those sessions and was greatly encouraged by the memories and the stories I heard. As I looked through those notes, I was not surprised that nobody asked me 3 years ago what we would do if we were unable to meet in person for worship and fellowship for most of a year. I was not asked how we would stay unified when the whole nation around us was divided politically, or how we would react when Christians were divided theologically. Of course, that is where we find ourselves 3 years after those cottage meetings, but those thoughts were far from our experience then. Yet in hindsight, I think the passage I read at the beginning of each of those cottage gatherings does give us the answers to the issues we are facing these days. From Hebrews 12, the Message version. Do you see what this means? All these pioneers who blazed the way, all those veterans cheering us on. It means we'd better get on with it. Strip down, start running, and never quit. No extra spiritual fat, no parasitic sins. Keep your eyes on Jesus, who both began and finished this race we're in. Study how he did it, because he never lost sight of where he was headed. That exhilarating finish in and with God, he could put up with anything along the way. Cross, shame, whatever. And now he's there, in the place of honor, right alongside God. When you find yourselves flagging in your faith, go over that story again, item by item. That long litany of hostility he plowed through, that will shoot adrenaline into your souls. Part of that amazing passage bears repeating, I think. Keep your eyes on Jesus. Study how he did it. When you find yourselves flagging in your faith, go over that story again, item by item. That will shoot adrenaline into your souls. Friends, like you, I am growing weary of all the things happening around us. I'm tired of the political ads, the distancing, the masks, the hatred that seems to be so prevalent in the world these days, especially by those who profess to be Christians. Honestly, I'm tired of it all. Sometimes my faith almost fails. Yet then I look at Jesus, listen to his words, and fall at his feet, and I am greatly encouraged to keep going. I go over the story and see how he loved and welcomed the outcasts, how his teaching was not easy because it included loving those who act and think differently. I read and I see that he tried to teach religious know-it-alls, well, like me, and challenged the status quo with love. I look at his story, and most amazingly, he was without fault, without sin, and he remained faithful. I go over the Jesus story, verse by verse, and I am reminded that his story included betrayal and denial by his closest friends. And then there was a crowd yelling, and then soldiers nailing him to a wooden cross. As I keep reading his story, though, I am also reminded that there was an empty tomb, and I think a big smile to his followers in an upper room after he was resurrected. And then I am renewed by the purpose he gave to those followers. Go tell the world, and the story of my love will change that world. So in the midst of life that is hard right now, we continue to keep our eyes on Jesus and focus on his story. And when we do, His Spirit will renew us, empower us, and encourage us. My friends, let us keep our eyes on Jesus, because in the end, Jesus is all that matters. God bless.